do you feel like crying?
I'm never gonna be good enough for you. After my breakup, it was like I didn't have the burden anymore of because we were about to be engaged and everything, and not being myself. Always having to be perfect and just, you will never be good enough. Why would you abandon yourself? Solo dating journey is all about exploring myself and just don't give a ish about everyone else. Yeah.
Oh shoot!
I swear I'm just 15 minutes into the movie and it's about Antonio's ceremony is about to start and I already feel like crying thanks to Mirabe. I mean, I knew I wanted to watch the movie because I wanted something to cry about and the movie does feel like something I need to watch right now because family, expectations, perfectionism. But I didn't expect to already be tear-jerking by minute 15.
If only it was this easy to heal generational trauma. Oh yeah. Life would be easy.
So, While I was editing this video, I realized that I didn't really give an outro or give an actual reason as to why I was watching Encanto specifically. And I think I was just way too consumed with my emotions at that point that I just totally forgot. So here I am, a day later. For some reason, I had the feeling I just had to watch this movie specifically because there are so many expectations on everyone in the family and especially the black sheep. And like Bruno, Mirabel, they get so much ish for just existing basically. Mirabel, who doesn't have any powers, just gets abandoned by her family. Not by her parents, who are actually advocating for her grandmother to acknowledge her and give her less of a hard time. In the eyes of her grandmother, Mirabel is already dead, which is just and for some reason it just felt the movie was calling me to watch it again. And Bruno, he is just existing, he just has these powers, and it's just he tries so hard to get the attention and the love from his family, but for some reason they just all cast him away and make him out to be the bad guy while he is just trying his best. And Mirabel and Bruno, they try their best, but their best is never going to be enough. Especially the scene where Mirabel is telling her grandmother, I'm never going to be good enough for you. It's just where everything is really, my heart hurt. It felt like it was ripping apart. That's a feeling I can totally relate to. I'm not a middle child or the youngest child. I'm actually the oldest daughter in my family. I'm like the first child. It is crazy to me that for some reason I relate to everyone. I relate to Mirabel, I relate to Bruno, but I also totally relate to Isabella and Luisa. Like both of their songs, they hit home. That week I just had the feeling that I just needed something to cry about, and the movie was, I think, the best way to do that. After my breakup, it was like all these expectations that I've put on myself and that I subconsciously adapted from everyone around me. Finally, they just fell off my heart, basically. Like, I didn't have the burden anymore of struggling with all these expectations. I'm honestly to fault at that because nobody told. I'm usually not someone that takes everyone's responsibilities and expectations on herself, but since my relationship was so serious at that point in time because we were about to be engaged and everything, I think I just subconsciously put even more expectations on myself and taken the expectations that, or these ideas that everyone had about my relationship, I took them to heart, and I shouldn't have done that, and I'm actively trying to work on that problem. If I'm ever gonna go into another relationship, I don't want to get into this kind of headspace again because I just know that's just gonna break me. It's gonna result in another, I don't want to say failure, it's just gonna result in another situation where I'm just putting on a mask and not being myself. I've had to put on a mask all of my childhood. It's just so exhausting to try to act as someone you are not. It's just Isabella's song, always having to be perfect and just trying to be free, or Luisa's song about taking on every burden and just wanting to be a bit more carefree. It's just really something that I aspire for myself. These expectations are just gonna get stronger and stronger and stronger, and at some point you will never be good enough to meet all of those expectations, especially if you put all these expectations on yourself that aren't even your own. In the end, you're just gonna put on a mask and just abandoning being your true self. And this is your first and only life. If it actually is, who knows? God, just by going with the definition of this is your first and only life, why would you abandon yourself and then be someone you are not? Why would you be everything everyone else expects of you and abandon the own expectations you have for yourself, your own ideas for yourself, your own goals? Why would you try to hide yourself when it would be so much more freeing to be yourself? And you know, watching this movie, it brought me back to my senses. It made me realize no matter the expectations of everyone around you, it's just too hard to bear if you just have to hide who you are. And this is what my self-love journey, my solo dating journey is all about: exploring myself, exploring my own goals, my own expectations, trying to figure out how can I be happy with the life I'm leading and not how can I make everyone around me happy when I'm just gonna end up miserable. In the end, do what makes you happy and just don't give a ish about everyone else.